Say good morning, everybody. It's Friday, but it's a holiday, so we are here, FS19, on the Oakfield farm. And our sheep are hungry, so we're going to sort out some of these fallen bales. So I've switched the forks on this particular tractor for bale spikes. We put the pallet forks on the fence since it's heavier. And this tractor will be solely used for animal care and shunting stuff around the farm. Click. There we go. And we got out, so I believe last episode we did fill up the grass, so that's okay. And that is good enough. We got 6,000 litres. There's probably enough room for 1,000 or 1,500, but that's more than a bale. So we'll be done with that, and I can put this tractor away. It does say that they need cleaned as well, but for sheep, I'm not so much bothered, because they're constantly making a mess and the grass is constantly decaying, so it's a little bit of each. So I'm going to stick this back in the shed and jump in the Valtra. Oh, now I also removed the mod, which tells me the angle of the front loader, because I was mostly using that for the pallet forks to indicate when I was in the right position to pick up a pallet, and obviously we were having issues with that, and that pallet fork doesn't work with that mod, so it's not a thing. How are we doing? We could probably use a little bit more fertilizer, since let's try and extricate ourselves from the gate with the shed post. I forgot we have double narrows on the back, so kind of need to make some room for all of this stuff. My depth perception is really off today. Okay, we'll fill the front tank up. Oh, that wasn't quite what I had planned. Okay, that's a full front tank. And we'll just smash that on the shed upright. Okay, I'm getting out of the tractor for the rest of this, because actually, you know what we can do? from this side, which means we should get, yeah, fertilizer from the barrels closest to this corner, and I can get the tractor in and out quite easily. Herbicide's going to be an issue. We need more. So I'm also thinking I might want to, oh, we're taking it off the back one. Okay then. I might want to move all of my liquids and solids down to the lower yard. And maybe use this shed for things like the what was that? That was the other Williams trailer, but I could possibly put the Johnston trailer in there. I think that might be short enough, but I could put it in there and we could find out. So grass is still growing. It's still early spring, so tomorrow should bring a stage of growth, at least in the grass fields, which means I can possibly fertilize those. Since we're loaded with fertilizer, we'll do the fertilizer first. The grass fields need the fertilizer, and they're now 2 sugar beet fields, and what's the other field we have? Oh, the sunflower field. They're going to need some stuff, herbicide. So does the grass if we have time. Now hopefully we can get some grass herbicide done late spring. But we shall see. Trying to think what's coming up. I believe we have another week of church events in the evening. Not this coming week, but the week after. So I will probably skip intent to stream for the next 2 weeks, but then after that we're into the summer main, and I can probably consider streaming during the week. One thing I'm thinking of doing is playing a series at a ×10 speed, which should give us 1 hour equals 1 day, and just play a 1 hour stream during the week. I'll probably play a longer season, so probably something like a 9-day season. At ×10 speed. The Ungertsheim playthrough is a ×5 stream. Slowest, that's the slowest speed I'll play it at. This the slowest I'll play is real time. I'll speed up time passage when there's literally nothing left to do. We're going to field 27, which is the last field on the right down this road. So there's a lot of arable fields up here. There's a long way to bring equipment. I'd kind of like to purchase Oak Glen Farm so we can stage harvesting equipment there. And there's also a thing, a silo. Then we could think about buying some of these fields. But we're a little way off that for now. Okay, this is field 26. Next one should be the job field 27. Now what I have to do is find a fence, and there probably is a gap. There probably isn't one. Oh, that's the edge of the map. Oh, there we go. That's kind of handy. Now, let's say we line this up here. And fold it and just go straight across, and then fill in the gaps north and south, east and west, because we're facing south. That'll work. Okay, so we can turn that on and go with it. And we'll try and keep a straight line. Per the planting ridges. So obviously this is the best time I like to fertilise stuff after planting, if I have to fertilise at all. Because we don't have to mess with the fields on the wheels on the tractor. But I think if we get heavily into sugar beet harvesting, this might be our harvesting tractor, which means that sitting with narrows all the time is going to be a thing. Okay, is there an exit at this end of the field? Not really seeing one. I'll check when we get down to the bottom. I'll turn that in that way so we get a straight edge. Oh, and then we'll smash our thing into a tree, because that's always a plan. Alright, that's a little bit more space to play with. Fold that back a bit so I can actually see the end of the boom from where we're at. And off we go, straight back the way we came. And hopefully I don't have to come back up here and do the end bit, because our boom is really too long for that gap. Sadly, I'm thinking we might have to, but we'll see how far we get on the other side of the field. So yeah, last Saturday I didn't actually realise that work was closed this Friday. Otherwise I might have made an announcement that I was planning to stream today as well as tomorrow. Tomorrow may be a shorter than normal stream because we're having the kids over for the rest of the weekend. And they usually arrive about lunchtime. So we have to call it about midday on those days. turning and that is sufficient. Is that a farm track? That's actually a farm track. Or a footpath. Something. Okay. Well, not to worry about that right now. Let's get the job done. And we're going back to the regular kids are here every 3 weeks. Today we've got a fair amount scheduled. We've got we'll go and pick up a grill so we can actually grill some stuff this weekend. And there are plans for that tomorrow. And we need food for the weekend too, because don't generally stock a vast number of hot dogs and what have you. But since the kids will be here, hot dogs will be a thing. Then as far as the adoption paperwork is concerned, I'm a 4/5 of the way through it. I mean, there's 5 documents of 100 pages, and it is horrible reading. Not because bad stuff, but because it's court documents and school reports and all that sort of stuff. And half of it's redacted because the other siblings are mentioned, and so we can't know about their stuff, but we can know about the child who we're looking to adopt. We're allowed to see her stuff, but then there's medical documents which, even if it concerns her, it's still sort of 90% redacted as well, so there seem to be duplicates of documents. It's very hard to tell the document's production date. So the court documents are almost all the same, because the worker turns up and said, yeah, we're trying to get them reunified with the parents. This is the status on the parents. This is the status on the kids. And then 3 months later at the next hearing, they go through exactly the same motions. So exactly the same things are discussed, and so you're reading the document, you think, oh, I've read this before. Oh no, this one's from June and the last one was from March, so I haven't read this one before, but they said exactly the same thing. So that's all kind of complicated. A little bit further over before I straighten up. There we go. So there is a farm track at the bottom here, and looks like it services a couple of grass fields, which is good to know about. And those look like good sized grass fields here. They would help our silage production quite significantly, although shipping grass back to the main yard would be a pain. I'm thinking we may get a bale wrapper so that we can do fields like this away from the farm, but we'll still use the the silos at the main yard in the off chance we get cows. I'm still not entirely sold against getting cows, so if we do end up getting some cows, that would mean that we have silage on hand in loose form. Makes it easier to mix sometimes. And good morning, Captain Zank. And welcome to the unexpected stream. How is your Friday going? And do you have any plans for the weekend? Oh, contract is finished. We can put that away. Fold up, come on. And we can collect on that one. And I'm also thinking we can do 17, and since there's that that path back there, I'm hoping we can make it to the lane at the back here. Certainly looking like a possibility. So yeah, good looking grass fields. Don't know if they're fields or whether they're what do you call them? Pasture lands that we would need to okay, which way do we go next? I think I want to go that way. Yeah, if they're pasture, we'll need to plough them to convert them to fields and then possibly replant them as grass. The other option I have is the field on the west side of the main road. We could, after this harvest, turn it back into a grass field and up our grass production. But I think to do that, I'm kind of wanting to buy another arable field if that's the case. Yeah, if it's anything like round here, yard work is probably a good idea to get it done now, because later on it's gonna be a scorcher. We have shopping to do today, so not a big deal. Not too much of a big deal. Okay, I think for this field I can probably, yeah, I can get away with not doing